Welcome to the latest episode of Meet the Vegans, and this week we review Dawn of the Dead 1978 and Dawn of the Dead 2004 in the latest episode of Remake or Defecate.
Dawn of the Dead, George A. Romero, 1978. George A. Romero follows up his Night of the Living Dead with his next installment, Dawn of the Dead. This time with 4 survivors of the zombie apocalypse who seek refuge in Santa Mall.
But before they can go on living their lives again, they have to lock down the mall and take care of the zombies that are lurking inside with them.
Months seem to pass by, and the boredom sets in, and tensions rise when Roger gets bitten, and just as things can get any worse for them, a motorcycle gang turns up to raid the mall of all its supplies.
Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder, 2004. Zack Snyder is in the director's chair for his directorial debut. The plot is different, the characters are different. The similarities of the two films are the mall and the hordes of zombies.
This time we follow our survivors to the mall, where they break in, but once inside, 3 security guards tell them to surrender their weapons in exchange for a refuge at the mall.
This time our survivors won't stay in the mall. They've decided to leave and fight their way to the marina to board a yacht to an island which they think will be much safer for them. Should they have stayed in the mall, or leave to navigate the city filled with zombies? Dawn of the Dead 78. Yeah, it's, for me, one of, probably the better of his zombie films.
Yeah, you can see he's progressively getting better with how he's portraying the zombies, what they look like, how they move.
I mean, this is 10 years after Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Obviously, in between Night of the Living Dead and this movie, he's had a little success with all these different directing paths that he's taken.
Did he do Crazies in between this?
Crazies was 73. So, Crazies is that kind of zombie-esque movie that isn't quite zombie.
Yeah, it's almost on the same level as 28 Days Later sort of thing.
Very much so, and it was kind of cliche moments really in Crazies that he was kind of leading for this, I think. Some of the kind of touchy moments that you shouldn't really put in a movie.
Yeah.
So, and it was really good, and it's nice to see these guys are the survivors. You know, they're wanting to get away from the hell that's breaking loose, isn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously, they come to the mall, and you know they've got to clear the zombies. Yet there's that element of fun, isn't there?
Yeah, especially with the music that Romero got from a library or something. And it's just so playful, but it doesn't fit right.
No,
but it makes the movie.
Yeah, it does.
So
it
much
really
fun.
does. Yeah, it's awesome the way it just sits.
Rather than it being all like
plainly.
orchestral and dark music, it's like you got this
this really happy, light going movie.
Zombies walking about and falling over like down the escalators and shit like that.
It's like the essence when the movie really starts to get going, and you find out that obviously Galen Ross's character is pregnant. And obviously they start to set up home, and you've got Flyboy, Peter and Roger, and it's just that kind of fun moment where they're going around the mall collecting the items, like
as anyone would do in an apocalypse.
And
everyone would be at the shop getting whatever the fuck they wanted.
It's like I like the scene where Roger slides down the escalator in the middle, and he lands perfectly at the bottom of the escalator. It's quality. I mean, from the
perfect dismount. Loved it.
From the beginning, like the beginning is quite dark actually.
It starts off in like some projects in America where they have like a load of Hispanic.
It's Hispanics and the African Americans. It's a mixture of the both. It's the
it's what the Americans call the project.
Yeah, where they had no money. It's
basically council
houses. Yeah. And it starts off quite dark where they're bringing this SWAT team because inside the basement of this building there is a number of zombies and people, obviously, because it being the family members, they don't want to kill them or anything like that. And this is where Peter and Roger meet for the first time. Obviously, after the hell's broken loose in this building, this is where Roger decides that to bring Peter along, really, isn't it? To meet Flyboy. And then, obviously, they go to the mall. As we said, we find out Galen Ross's character is pregnant. They start filling their boots for this and make like a little home, don't they?
Yeah,
in
like
the
a little nest.
And it's
nesting, I think they call it.
Yeah.
And let's nest with a fucking horde of zombies outside in a mall. Let's nest. It's the best place to bring up a child.
In a nest.
In a nest. Exactly. But look at all the food we got.
Obviously, this is where Savini steps in for the first time in a Romero zombie film.
Yeah.
And as much as
what?
it was for a zombie film,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Night. This was his first one in For Dawn.
For death.
But obviously, a lot of the gore in this was just buckets of blood, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. The
And
thing that always sticks in my mind is the colour of the skin.
It's the green zombie. It's the classic 70s green zombie.
There's like blue ones though as well.
It's like they were kind of giving that edge.
Because obviously, Night of the Living Dead, you don't see unless you've got the coloured version.
Yeah.
Which I have. You're not going to see what colour they look like and that. But
I think we're kind of...
So it leaves a bit more to the imagination, but then you see him in Dawn of the Dead, and it's like a bit... some of them are a bit too blue for my liking.
Yeah, but I think the colour gradient that we saw in the 70s was... I think that what they're trying to come across is the fact that these guys are just starting to rot.
Yeah.
And it's like, that kind of greeny mould they were going for.
Lovely.
Yeah, excellent. I mean, there were some good special effects moments in it, and probably the best one that we still giggle about is the dude that gets his head cut off by the helicopter because he has got this Frankenstein flat top.
Basically, bloody one of the monsters, isn't he?
Yeah, he just gets it.
Fucking Herman Munster stands up on a crate and gets his head cut off by a helicopter blade.
Blood just pisses out of it. Like we've said before, that the real sad thing is that the flagship zombie that's poster boy on for this movie is in it for about 10 seconds when they land to refuel the helicopter before they get to the mall.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the most graphic scenes of
facial like you say, it's like the sort of thing that you see on a t-shirt, on a poster.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's only in it for
like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I don't
and
think
that's
it's
it.
that.
No, it's not even that. It's literally the poster boy zombie, as you could call it.
Who's not in the film.
For very long, the played zombies, they called him. And then obviously, Roger gets bitten, and then that's where it really takes a turn, this movie. It starts like the...
I think that plays a lot on the characters as well, knowing that it could be any time now.
Yeah,
we've got to kill him, basically.
But Peter,
so the tone of the film goes from quite sort of cheery,
happy-go-Larry.
Not cheery, but you know what I mean. It's cheery as he's going to get in a zombie apocalypse sort of thing, to like very low, very quickly.
Yeah, it suddenly changes.
It just drops, and then that's what I was saying about when it becomes more depressing.
Yeah.
Than what I think of the remake one.
Yeah.
You see they're all happy and that fucking fornicating, and having a good time sort of thing. They don't seem to be too
bothered about it.
Yeah.
I think it's because they've locked it out in there. There's no real element of it. Whereas in the original,
like that. It's like that depression is just like you see
it's a
it
sudden
as well.
drop.
It's like a sudden drop. Yeah.
But you feel the sense when Galen Ross is lying in that bed and Flyboy's watching the telly on that makeshift couch.
Yeah.
And then Peter's obviously sat in the room with Roger, and you know Roger's turn because obviously he just starts sitting up, and then you see the wrinkly skin, don't you?
You see him come out behind the cover.
Yeah.
Like that.
And it's not even that. It's like Peter just takes the shotgun to him.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and then Flyboy outside's like.
Yeah.
It's like, in it,
Way
it's like the emotion in it is just like a bit too much.
Yeah.
Obviously, then the motorbike gang turns up with Tom Savini, and then all hell breaks loose. Flyboy gets fucked over and becomes for me, one of the best moments.
He's like Bob the Zombie.
Yeah, and he's awesome.
Dawn.
He's got that kind of drool look, and he's got that. This is the first time we see that instinctive memory come in a zombie.
Yeah.
Because he knows where they are and he's after them, and I think that's really good because that sets the tone for some of the later Romero zombies for that memory kind of thing. It definitely sets it up for Day of the Dead. And then obviously, end of the movie, Galen Ross and Ken Forhey fly off in the helicopter that Flyboy taught Galen Ross in 5 minutes how to fly.
Yeah, while she was pregnant.
While she was pregnant. She doesn't really seem to grow either,
No.
the pregnancy, even though she's supposedly heavily pregnant. There's nothing there.
Lies, all lies.
Yeah. And then obviously it kind of leaves an open mark then for Dawn of the Dead to finish.
Or did they get out?
Yeah. What happened?
What happened? Where did they go? Did they run out of fuel?
Nobody knows.
Crash into Trump Tower?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
That'd have been a good one.
That's alright, because he'd build a wall. Don't worry about that. He'd build a wall to keep them zombies out. and he'd get Mexico to pay for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it in Mexico? No, it's not. It's in Washington. Build the wall around the White House.
He's moving to Florida.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Good luck.
Because the New Yorkers don't like him.
And then he's going to build a wall around the crocodiles.
Build a wall.
Dig a hole, dig a hole.
Then we come to Dawn of the Dead 2004, which is clearly a remake of the original.
Yeah, they say reimagined.
Yeah.
I can kind of get that sort of thing. Some people could say, yeah, it's reimagined. It's the same sort of thing. It's the same premise, but...
They've modernised it.
Yeah.
They've kept them all. There's hordes of zombies.
To me, if it was reimagined, you didn't have to call it Dawn of the Dead.
No, you could have called it
anything.
Yeah. It was, for me, it was a remake. Yeah. And it was a It was
one of those first remakes that I was sort of not worried, but like, you know, kind of a bit
hesitant about.
Pissed off that they'd done it, and also because when they made Night of the Living Dead, it was done by Tom Savini.
So you knew it was either it was probably going to be good.
Yeah.
Especially with the heavily involvement of Romero.
But like, this was a newcomer. This was. I think
this
never done a film before. But yeah, here he goes with a remake of a classic film.
I think yeah, but for us though, I think we were such fanboys of the original Romero movies. This was fucking taking a dagger and sticking it in your fucking heart, basically. And I remember going to watch a film. I can't remember what film it was, and this trailer coming on, and I embarrassed my wife by literally fucking booing, and I don't mean crying. I mean booing all the way through this trailer. And she was just like, oh my God, I can't believe you've just done that. And I was like, no way, they fucking remade one of my favourite films. They should never do this. And then I went to watch it.
But actually...
And it was alright. It was fucking alright.
I enjoyed it.
And it was really good. I mean...
the way it was set out, how it started, it does get into it straight away, but it's not, immediate. No. There's a little bit of a lull at the beginning. Sort of
that little bit of
setting up the story sort of thing, like she's just a nurse. Long shift, she's going home, back to suburbia, nice, pleasant, it's all clean cut corners and all this lot.
Oh, you've nice to skate backwards.
Winding roads and all that lot, kids playing and stuff, and then the next morning just all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, and from there, that sets the tone then. Yeah. And
the pace.
And it's fantastic. I mean, it's really good, the fact that the amount of gore, the blood gore again that they've used in it. Yeah. They've kind of mirrored what they used in the 70s, was that blood gore to begin with, as much as there was
the best thing about this, well, not the best thing, but it's like, it's all the crashes and everything that goes on, people running around and stuff. In the original one, you don't really have that. It starts off in a broadcasting station.
But
basically Flyboy just goes up to her and goes, come on, we need to get out of here, and that's it.
But it's like that setting up for that getting out is literally a very static shot of the 4 survivors in a helicopter, and they're real long static shots that you see of that, whereas Sarah Polly's character in the remake, you see her crash that car. Yeah. Some guy tries to get in her car and she is getting him out. She's a sole survivor. She does not give a fuck right now. As much as she's a caring person being a nurse, right now she's a survivor. And fuck you, you ain't getting in this car. And then, so you get that real sense of urgency from it.
Yeah, which I liked. Yeah. That was nice to have that right at the beginning. Yeah. Rather than have sort of like a half an hour lull of just fucking crap. Do you know what I mean? It was nice to have 5-10 minutes sort of thing, just set it up. Yeah, this is her life sort of thing. This is her neighbourhood. This is where she lives. You know what I mean? It was nice sort of thing.
That's the thing with zombie movies. There doesn't necessarily have to be such a deep story.
Yeah.
We get what's coming. Let's just get on with it. And I think Zack Snyder did a real good job of that, especially in the fact that James Gunn wrote this, did the screenplay for this movie.
Yeah, which I only found out the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, and also Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street does the special effects. She's fucking odd. If you ask me.
It's random how these people appear in these movies that you don't even think about. You just kind of, at first when you're younger, you just go, oh, this movie, blah, 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 you watch it.
It's done by Zack Snyder, and that's it. You take it as, that's it, sort of thing.
And I mean, for me, this kind of put a bookmark next to Zack Snyder for me for future reference.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. After seeing him, what he did to like one of my favourite ever movies. But I mean, as you go along the story as well.
What he did to my favourite comics, one of my favourite comics. But I actually liked Watchmen, even though it got slated. I actually like it.
Yeah, but then he did.
I think he did well. What?
Then he did Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch had a lot of hype. and I think it was media, like the media got it wrong on what that film was supposed to be.
Yeah, but I've watched it and it's shit.
It's just a weird film.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I don't
There's
like it at
nothing. It's not like here's the story, here's the beginning, here's the middle, here's the end. It's not like that.
Oh no. No, it's just like getting a deck of cards and shuffling them. Pick one.
If you want, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it fucking
If you want to be
feels.
David Copperfield, off you go.
But anyway, Dawn of the Dead. So, what I like about this is when they are in the mall is the fact that the zombies are not in the mall.
Yeah.
It's very open. It's an open playground in theory for
I
them.
like the fact that there's 3 security guards in there.
Yeah.
Which I always wondered, like, well, where's the security guard from the mall in the 1978 one?
Yeah,
There must have been someone
He's
protecting
gone.
it.
Yeah,
I know
he's
it was
gone.
a derelict mall when they found it, but when it's in the film, it's supposed to be a working mall. There's no security
No.
guard. I don't even think you see one
You don't.
as
You
a
don't,
zombie.
you don't. No, you don't. You don't.
But this one I kind of liked. It was like the 3 security guards had huddled together and they
Yeah.
were keeping this mall safe. JC Penney can go on to serve another day.
CJ.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really good how he was like, no, fuck you, you're not coming in my
Yeah.
mall. You give up everything that you've got.
You want to stay here, you
Yeah.
do by my rules.
And you do
sort of
by
thing.
my rules.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I like it how a mutiny happens, really, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And they all turn on him. But in the end, he comes over to their side.
Yeah.
I like the fact that the zombies are in the parking lot downstairs.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
don't find that out till later in the movie. As much as I don't really like running and fast zombies, it works in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of them. I just think it's too much running zombies. I like the essence of an original zombie where if there's 10 around you, you're quite okay. It's okay. You can get around them. But when there's a horde of them, you are fucked.
Yeah.
Whereas this, even if there's one in the room, the chance of you surviving is very small.
Pretty fucking
and I think it worked for the era that it came out. I
Yeah.
don't think slow zombies would have worked in a modern day. As much as I'm a fanboy for him, it wouldn't have worked. So it did gel very well.
Yeah.
You mean, and this one,
And it wasn't like when you saw them run, it wasn't like, oh, they made them run,
No,
really.
they were.
It was like, it was good.
Maniac
It was an
kind of
aggressive,
run, yeah.
sort of ravenous sort of maniac. They're coming to get your fucking brains, basically.
And this one had an abundance of characters which didn't make it boring. You weren't set around just 4 characters that you had to learn about. They were very
But
fast.
then in the original one, you'd sort of learn a bit about, Roger, and then sort of you learn a bit about
Peter. Yeah.
And you go back and forth sort of thing.
Yeah.
In a nice way sort of thing.
Whereas
I'm not
this
slating
one-
it because I love the film.
Whereas this one, you've got your 5 main protagonists. You kind of learn about them, and as each other characters come into it, they're very fast and
I
sharp.
like it when she meets the copper at the beginning, and he's like, "Say something."
Oh yeah. Thing Rains when he first, says it. But I like the fact, and I like
But
this one.
it's nice when he says, "Say something." Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Just
he
so he
knows
knows
that they
they
can't
can't talk.
fucking talk. So he's like, "Say something to me," and I think she says, "Help me" or "Sorry" or something.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember.
She whispers
I
it
watched
anyway.
the
Sort
other
of
day.
thing.
But I also like the fact this one where we knew Galen Ross was pregnant, obviously in the original. Now this one, Mika Pfeiffer's girlfriend in this, she
He's
is
already
pregnant. Yeah, and the fact that at some point in the scuffle during the first part of the movie, first act, she gets scratched. And obviously you don't really find much out about it. It's only later on in the movie where Mika Pfeiffer's moved her to another area of the mall.
away from everyone, and it's
And
all
you know,
hush-hush,
yeah,
and it's
you
like
know the
got
shit's
curtains
going
around.
down.
Yeah.
And the fact that-
something's not right
Yeah.
with that woman.
Obviously, she dies before that baby's born, and it's just that essence when he lays his head on her stomach and that noise. You know something's not right, and
That
then
sort of hand in jelly
Yeah.
noise.
And I like the fact that they didn't do something over the top. When you actually see the baby, you know that baby's undead.
Yeah.
They didn't put no shitty
Like-
teeth in it. It was born gumpy.
Yeah.
It was a
Like
no
nowadays,
teeth.
it'd have teeth.
Yeah,
it'd
it'd
be
have
crawling
short-
around the room.
Yeah,
and
it'd
that.
have pointy little teeth, and it'd be it'd be off where
Yeah,
it was.
yeah, it'd be
A
crawling
baby,
off.
It was an essence. It was just
It's
a
a baby.
fucking zombie
Yeah.
baby, and it worked. And that moment where they obviously have to eradicate it, and you don't see it. It's just a gunshot noise.
But you know that's
You know-
one of the
you know what's
most
going on.
difficult things
Exactly.
to do, no matter if it's a zombie or a human,
And
no matter
that's
how
it.
they look at it,
And
it's a baby.
For me, that's the turning point in the remake. when that baby gets shot, that's when they decide, no, fuck it, we're going to have to leave. That's the turning point in this movie.
I still think that's a dumb idea.
Yeah.
I think, I'm sorry, but the grass isn't greener on the other side. I think I'll stay in the mall with all the supplies that I've got.
I mean, for me, I kind of get it. It's the kind of thinking, because in
wanting
this film,
to move on, sort of thinking like, what's on the other side? You know, is there anyone sort of on this island, or is it a safe haven?
And it's like
but why an island in the middle of a lake?
But don't forget, in this film, they try and work out how.
Why not go to Liberty Island, a bit further away from the actual mainland than?
But this one,
an island in Lake Michigan.
Yeah, but that's going to have tourists on, which would be of zombies. But like I said,
I disagree.
In this film, they work out how you become a zombie, and I like that they take the time. As much as it's basically one scene with Sarah Polly, they figure out by biting or scratching you become infected, which I think leads them.
I'm not going to talk about that, but I'll tell you what I did like about World War Z, and that's when they put the magazines around their arms and legs. I was like, I've never seen that before. It's like, keep your arms, don't get bitten or scratched. Yeah, that's it. I never thought of that before. No. I was like, it's good. Anyway, fucking World War Z.
Back to the Dawn of the Dead. But I like the fact that they choose to go to that island because they think it's a separated island. It's not going to be infected. That's when they figure out the biting or the scratching is what's caused it.
I don't know, like, just after what you'd seen, like, driving from her house that morning, what you'd seen, explosions going off, tankers crashing, cars crashing, people running in the street and all this lot. Why the hell would you go through a city fighting hordes of zombies to get to an island that is filled with hordes of zombies?
But it's the fact that they're going through that city with a horde of zombies that are relentlessly following them. They're not stopping.
But they could have just done that in the first place. She could have just gone somewhere in the first place. Why did you go to the mall?
Yeah.
It was just something that sort of nitpicked me a little bit on that.
I think,
like at the end of the original one, they were flying off. It was the end of the movie.
That's
they were flying
it's
off.
Up to you. You make
up your own mind. Did they survive or did they not?
This one we know it's a dead end.
Yeah.
And there's no
it's cut and dry. It's they're dead.
I think it's one of them though. With it being
Zack Snyder's the era it was made, sort of thing. Because
it's one off.
In the credits and that, it'd have like the camcorder, like filming bits and pieces, and that's a very sort of late 90s,
early 2000s kind of era.
Yeah.
Coming off that Blair Witch kind of thing from '99, really. But yeah, because they used it a lot, the camcorder era. I mean, it literally was a camcorder era, wasn't it, through the early 2000s. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was definitely a bloody good remake. There was no defecating on this movie whatsoever.
No
as much as I embarrassed my wife by booing through the trailer.
No, you did right there.
But yeah, it was an emotion.
You weren't to know.
Reaction.
You weren't to know.
I wasn't to know. I didn't know who this fucking Zack Snyder was and what he was about to become.
And how he drew Batman.
Yeah, well...
I mean, sorry.
We won't say that. We won't get into
Sorry about that.
But yeah.
It gets so emotional.
But yeah, for me, a bloody good remake.
Yep, agreed. I mean, I was worried about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it and loved it.
Yeah, to this day.
Just as I can watch both of them. You know?
Yeah, I love both. They're both really good.
The same with Night of the Living Dead. Both of them. Doesn't matter which one's on. I'll gladly watch it.
Yeah.
If someone said, "Which one would you take?" It doesn't matter.
No,
I'd take it.
I'd definitely watch it.
Yeah.
So if you agree or disagree, hit us up in the comments. If you haven't already, please subscribe and smash that like button.
Smash it hard.
I've been Anthony.
And I've been Neil.
And remember,
hail the vegans.